Hi everyone, it's Babs, and the Funkenstein Wrestling Roundup is back. We've enjoyed our summer vacation, and now, like kids and college students, it's back to school, it's back to class, and it's back to work. So I'm very glad to be joining with you guys tonight. We're going to be making some changes here at the Roundup, just to kind of give you a heads up. We're going to be looking to, before we had been doing a every 2-week format, we're going to go to a once-a-week format. But to compensate for that, we're going to have shorter shows. So shows that range from 15 to 30 minutes, something you can listen to on your way to work, before Raw or SmackDown or the pay-per-view, just something where you have a small amount of time to listen in. We hope to continue to feature, we're going to feature news, we're also going to be featuring interviews, and that's exactly what we have for you tonight. So I'm really excited. We have a guest returning, a friend of the show returning. Looking forward to talking to him. But first, I definitely want to thank Damage 365 Radio for allowing us to continue to be part of the network. Thank you to Kevin Nasta and all the good people at Damage 365. Also, thank you to Dan, Heather, and all the good people of the Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore. So definitely they are in the Englishtown Mall or online at www.funkensteinwrestlingsuperstore.com. They have some exciting things going on, some renovations, they're expanding, so definitely they're also back to work and expanding, so very exciting stuff. So what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to have a friend of the show on. We're going to have Erik Viking of Pro Wrestling Explosion. He's going to be back on upcoming on September 9th is going to be Pro Wrestling Explosion's second show, which is called Round 2. So I'm going to have him back on. We'll talk a little bit about what Pro Wrestling Explosion is if our listeners missed the first episode he was on. We'll talk a little bit about the debut, and then we'll talk about what we're going to see at Round 2. It's got a really exciting double main event. So really exciting stuff. So what we'll do is we're going to go to commercial, be about 2.5, then we'll be back, and I'll have Erik Viking on the line, and we'll talk about Pro Wrestling Explosion.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Hello, ladies. The Big Valboski here, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio.
Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore, selling wrestling memorabilia from all around the world, including WWE, TNA, Japan, Mexico, and the very best of the independents. They've got action figures, DVDs, autographed memorabilia, t-shirts, and more. Plus, stop in and get tickets for great promotions like UWA Elite, CZW, and many others. Located indoors at the world-famous Englishtown Flea Market, Green Building, booth number 35 on 90 Wilson Avenue, Manalapan Township, New Jersey. Open every Saturday and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Log on to Facebook.com/Funkenstein Inc. for more information.
This is the War Machine Rhino, the last ever ECW World Heavyweight Champion, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio. Keep listening, or you'll get gored in half.
WarriorsOfWrestling.com. See roster profiles of past and present Warriors of Wrestling stars. Over 50 highlight videos of Warriors of Wrestling events, full-length matches, order tickets to future Warriors of Wrestling events, and an extensive DVD collection featuring past events, compilations, documentaries, and much, much more. Only at WarriorsOfWrestling.com.
This is Lanny Poffo, formerly the genius full of glory and renown. You are listening to Damage 365 Radio.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Perfect. Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Babs, and you are listening to the Funkenstein Wrestling Roundup, and I'm here with Erik Viking of Pro Wrestling Explosion. Erik, thank you for coming back on the show.
Thank you so much. I liked our conversation last time, so awesome. Let's do it again.
Yeah, we had a great time, and I really enjoyed it. We had the debut on June 5th, Pro Wrestling Explosion. Just in case, someone had missed the first interview we had, or maybe wants more information, explain what is Pro Wrestling Explosion.
For me, Pro Wrestling Explosion is a brand new independent wrestling company that I just started this year, but it's been in the works for about 2 years. What I want to do is I want to have a fun environment. So I want the wrestling to be fun. I want the locker room to be fun, and I want it to be, like we talked before, I want it to be different styles. So Pro Wrestling Explosion is a variety show, first and foremost. You're going to see clash of super heavyweights. You're going to see luchadors versus brawler wrestlers, strong style, all different styles, all in one, like a variety show. And it's a clash of styles. So I make my matches. I want my matches to be new and different than what you would see on your standard independent wrestling show. So I like contrast in characters. So yeah, variety show with a clash of styles.
Yeah, and I think that described what we saw in the debut, which was back on June 5th. There were so many good matches, especially that main event. It was Hot Sauce Tracy Williams versus Sanjay Dutt, and that was just amazing.
And I kind of, my job during the show is to kind of be at the entranceway and be at the sound table, and I kind of coordinate everything. And yeah, after Tracy and Sanjay came back after the match, I just congratulated both of them. I told them, hey, thank you for putting on such a great show for a crowd that wasn't so big. Mm-hmm. And you can tell that they knew that, and they were still going to put on a great performance for whoever was there and for the video cameras. And I congratulated both of them. I said, thank you so much. Sanjay looks just as good as he did 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. I mean, he impressed me so much. And Tracy Williams, the sky's the limit for Tracy. He's gonna move on to bigger and better things in the future, for sure. He's a great wrestler.
Absolutely, and it was exactly like you said. They fought. Like you said, it was a smaller crowd, but they didn't care. It wasn't about that. It was about putting on the best match and putting on something really special, and they definitely did.
Yeah, there was one point in that match, you probably heard it, right? Mm-hmm. Where I believe Sanjay Dutt ducked a chop from Tracy Williams, and his hand slapped the guardrail, and you could hear that noise from outside the building. It was so loud.
It was.
I was like, wow, they're almost hurting themselves in there, and I don't know. I just appreciate the effort that they gave. The effort was A+ effort for such a small show. Both of those guys are used to working, bigger shows in companies like Chikara and Evolve, and I'm not even to that point yet. I'm just starting out. So I appreciate both of them. I thank them so many times for that match.
Absolutely. I just thought they were great. And there were so many matches on there that I really enjoyed. Like, I thought Juan Francisco de Coronado versus Jeff Cannonball, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was just a really fun match. And there were definitely a few of them where I'm like, man, if this went another 5 or 10 minutes, that would have been awesome. Like, I was like, oh, wait, that was too short. I want more of this. I want to see more from these guys. And
well, I think you're going to see more Juan Francisco on this next one because he kind of had the opening slot on the last show with Jeff Cannonball, but I'm having him on the card. I believe it's match number 5, and he's going to be in a match with Rhett Titus. It's going to be a bow tie versus bow tie match. So that's going to be. I'm excited for that, and I think that one's going to go a little longer than the first one.
I can't believe that someone hasn't booked this already. To be very honest, because I saw it and I thought, yes,
that works.
That's exactly what should happen.
Yep.
Absolutely, and I feel like these are two guys that, you know, I feel like, especially like I said in Ring of Honor, like, because, you know, Juan Francisco has had his, you know, appearance, he's made his debut in Ring of Honor, and Rhett Titus has been there for a long time. These are two guys I feel like could really have some great matches and really make a name for themselves there if they had the chance. And I think it's going to be really great to see them together.
And maybe they will have something in Ring of Honor in the future, but I guess we'll get a sneak peek at PWE show on September 9th. And putting those two guys together, and I think, you know, when I kind of booked the match and I talked to them both, they kind of seemed. I think both guys seemed pretty excited to be wrestling each other. So I was like, okay, they seem to be on board with this idea, and they seem to want to wrestle each other. So
yeah, and I think if I'm not wrong, I think this is a first time encounter as well.
I
can't think.
Wait, what was it?
I think this is a first-time match for, you know, between these two as well.
I think so. That's exact, and I hope so, because that's actually what I'm going for this company. Not only do I want a clash of styles and a clash of gimmicks and characters, I want a clash. I want a clash between two people that have never locked up before, have never wrestled before. That's what, and I know that Sanjay Dutt had never wrestled Tracy Williams before on the debut, and yeah. And I don't believe Rhett Titus has been in the ring with Juan Francisco either. So that's perfect, because that goes along with the theme of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make new, interesting matches that hasn't been seen between two different types of people.
Yeah, and I think you're definitely succeeding on that end. And you're talking about characters and first-time matches. Another match on the card, everybody loves, Cheeseburger. Everybody loves Cheeseburger.
Everyone loves Cheeseburger.
Where you are in the world, everyone loves Cheeseburger. And he's taking on the abominable CPA, who is awesome. Just awesome.
Yeah, so you have Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger's kind of his character's kind of your underdog. You know, he's a smaller wrestler, and he's kind of that underdog babyface type of wrestler, and he's very good. I got a good look of him earlier this year in January at a show. He was wrestling for Aspire Pro Wrestling, and I was there, and I watched it, and I was like, wow, he has I would just say he has improved leaps and bounds. He is a fantastic wrestler right now. He's just put in the work. He's put in the hard work and the dedication, and he's there practicing every day, it seems like, up at the Ring of Honor Academy. He's there all the time, and yeah, for this match, I'm putting him against the character is described to me as a confused businessman. So yeah, why not? Why not? We've got a confused businessman versus Cheeseburger. So yeah.
You know, I've seen CPA. I've seen him wrestle, and he's very good. And he's for being confused, he's also very smart.
Yeah, I think I guess the way that the character has been told to me, I've seen clips of matches, so I haven't been able to really get to know his character well. He seems to be like he's not your typical bad guy. He's not your typical bad guy businessman. He's more of a guy he's a businessman at heart, and he's kind of confused in why he's in the wrestling business. He doesn't really understand, you know, what this wrestling thing is all about. I guess that's kind of what I've been. What do you see in CPA?
You know, I've seen him wrestle a few times, and it's sort of like that. And I think he really tries to take his business acumen and apply it to professional wrestling. And sometimes that doesn't always work.
Yeah. Like I've seen some of his videos that he's made, and yeah, he's definitely he's on the computer doing business things, and you know, they're asking him questions about his opponent for his next match, and he's kind of just like, not understanding that he's going to go to a wrestling match. Not, you know, he's getting confused on the business translated into wrestling. But so yeah, it's definitely not your typical businessman character.
No, and he's very I think underrated as well. I think that he's going to be a good match for Cheeseburger, who like you mentioned.